Okay, so we're going to go through vacancy rates and what it all means. So, essentially, what a vacancy rate is it shows the percentage of rental properties that are not occupied by tenants at the particular time. So, if a vacancy rate is at 5%, that means that 5% of the available rental housing in that particular market is not occupied. Okay, pretty simple. If it's at 1%, that means 1% is not occupied. If it's at 12%, it means 12% of all the rental properties in that area are not occupied. Okay, now this is the breakdown, and this is essentially how we run off and decide. Well, it's a big deciding factor of where we invest our money, or our clients' money rather. So, what should we be targeting? Now, you may have noticed a lot of the case studies, a lot of things that we shared, they've got vacancy rates of the zeros. So 0.5 or 1 or 0.7, whatever it is. Essentially, what that means is that less than 1% of the properties, the rental properties in the area, are unoccupied, meaning it's a tenancy frenzy. That's what it essentially means. That's how it's kind of calculated. Tenancy frenzy, what that essentially means is the tenants are essentially fighting with each other in order to get a rental property, meaning all the cards are in the landlord's hands. So they have obviously the ability to raise the rent, right? They also have the ability to pick and choose who they actually want in their rental property. Okay, because for a lot of times, if a property or a region rather is at a 0.3% or 0.7% or even a 1% vacancy rate, that means that there's going to be multiple people going in to try and rent that property out. Okay. Then when you get to 2%, this is said to be equilibrium between tenants and landlords. There's a healthy balance between the two, meaning, you're going to get some good tenants. You're also not going to be able to just, throw your rent up $40, $50 after every lease. So that's a good equilibrium, and still something that is a really strong vacancy rate. Anything above or at around that 3%, that means that the tenants are actually in favour. So what's that mean? That means that there's not going to be a line of people waiting out the open to come and rent your property out. More than likely, a tenant is going to be able to negotiate on the rental price, and essentially it means that the landlord is not going to have the handpick, or not have the ability to handpick which tenant they like, as the tenant is in favour. So nice and simple, pretty easy. You don't want to be targeting anything at around that 4 to 5%, because it is going to be very, very hard for you to actually rent out your property, weeks, months at a time. Generally speaking, if you've got a vacancy rate of around that 1 to in between that 2, it is going to take you, anywhere between, say, 1 to 3 weeks to rent out the property, depending on the agent. And then anything below that 1, it really, if the agent's doing the right thing and the property is being marketed and valued at the right amount from a rental point of view, you really should have no issues in renting that property out within the week. So hope that makes sense, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.